But yeah, I mean, the team hasn't been stable. A couple of players have played all 61 matches. The rest of them have about 53, 42 matches each. So that definitely is hindering the progress overall for this team. But let's see if they're going to be able to, keep themselves in the game for long enough.
Yeah, look at this. This is the game I believe we are talking about, or is it not? We'll have
No,
to
it's not. It's
do
all the way
this.
from
Okay.
past precious moments. But yeah, this one was a great fight yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So it was not the game basically because it ended in which city? Hathin, I believe, somewhere around there. Yesterday's game.
No, Hathin is on the western island. It ended up towards the eastern island itself. But yeah, it was close to Hathin.
Oh, all right, all right. I mean, if that's the case, then it was for sure an interesting map. But yeah, how many frags did I guys have? 6, 7? Not a lot, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think
So
very much either.
again,
Yeah.
it was one of those games where the zone favors you, and literally everything right happened for you on the cards, and you were able to get the chicken. And it's great. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Dead Ice Games, but today also they'll have to show some more resilience, some more good performance, maybe two more Sanox to play, get chicken on both. I don't mind. But now we do have an aggressive team that has shown improvement throughout the weeks, and it can be clearly seen in the numbers. Look at that. Week 1 versus week 3, just the number of elimination is just literally more than double for IHC. This
Yep.
shows how great improvement was done by them throughout these 2 weeks.
Exactly. Even the healing has increased a little, but that is because they've been
They
participating in more
survived more.
fights. Exactly, and also surviving more. I mean, they came out as a surprise on week 3, and the way their damage has increased, like here, it looks like 300 something. Actually, 284 to be honest. But yeah, it's very close to 300. And if you put it down in the whole span of the week, that is so many games. That is 20 games. That improvement is huge.
Yeah, that for sure is a very big improvement. So for uh, for all the teams who are not at the top tables, I mean, you can definitely take inspiration. All it takes is one good day for you to completely get the week in your control. So you haven't had that yet. IHC, they found their momentum. They can also be seen in a good position in this leaderboard too. The only problem that they're facing right now are the bonus points, because of which they can still be seen trailing a little bit behind, because they took their time, getting back into the tournament. It was week 3 when they played their very first bonus game and got some serious bonus points from that. So IHC, they've woken up. That's great and all, but now you'll have to show some more solid games, some more better performances, a good chicken dinner, maybe with 20 frags, and get yourself back on the leaderboard.
Exactly. IHC has to work very hard to actually get themselves in a position where they can, be relaxed in this particular leaderboard. But yes, they are not trailing very far behind because they were able to get the first chicken yesterday as well. And they found themselves in a good enough position. I think their chicken came along with 20,
Mhm.
20 total points with 10 eliminations, which is a good enough start for the week. But then again, it's only a 3-day grand finals. You have to be performing every single day. You cannot have a rest day at all.
I mean, if you wanted a rest day, it's already gone.
Yeah.
Because that's it. cannot do You cannot do much about it from this point onwards. So now you'll have to be really careful about how you continue into the game. How do you continue into the overall tournament? Everything is on the line. Top 12 again. We've calculated. See, this is not the official word, but at least I've calculated that top 12 teams will qualify for the South Asian Championship.
It
So
is
if
the
you
official word.
okay, it has been. Never mind
Yeah,
then.
it's displayed on Wikipedia now.
So then if you have to be in top 12 again, so the race for majority of the teams, I think it started like, let's be first in top 16. You had all the other teams, ASL, you had JMEX, you had D Venom, who were like, yeah, let's first have
Bad
our aim
intentions.
towards bad intentions towards top 16 to just play the grand final. They are gone. Now the teams that have barely qualified, STFL being one of them, their objective won't be to win the tournament, but their objective would be to qualify for the
Top
PMAC.
12.
Just qualify for the championship, South Asia SAC, South Asian Championship. Now, in I mean, in objectives like these, controlling things is something you cannot do. You
Right.
cannot say like, yeah, 12th position, this is the 12th position I want, this is the 12th position I'll get. That is something you just cannot do. That won't happen perfectly for you. So it's better to try and perform in a way that you get at least 5, maybe 6 points every game. Now that's a little bit big of an ask for especially teams at the bottom charts, because it's not that easy to get 5, 6 points every game. But you
Agree.
focus on the early fights. I see a lot of teams on the bottom charts who are really good in the gunfights that they take, and you have teams like Deadice guys, you have teams like T2K who are on the top charts. Not Deadice guys, but T2K who are on the top charts, but they focus very much on survival early on. And if you look at their early eliminations, I mean, as soon as someone tries to engage into an early fight, T2K the first decision they take is escape.
Escape,
Otherwise, if
yes.
they just want to battle it out, they lose. They majority of the times will just lose the fight entirely. So T2K as a team is like, yeah, fight going on there. Let me just throw mini 14 shots. Frag confirmed. We have 5, 6 frags like these, and now in the final zone, we'll try to play according to this. If you figure out how many other, this is one of the teams in 16. I can give you around 4 to 5 more teams who like to play in this fashion, who just want to have all their 4 players surviving until the very last, and their gun power is not that great. I can name 4 to 5 teams. So other teams who have really good gun power, I'd say STFL. Figure out where these teams drop. Go for that early drop location if it's a major city. Gamble it out, because anyway you're on the bottom 4, bottom 3 teams. Nothing will harm you if you have another game with 0 points.
Absolutely, they can actually go ahead and try this. And I think SEFL is actually doing that as well. I mean, there's a huge difference between the bonus points that came in for STFL and the bonus points that came in for Skylights Gaming. They drop at the same exact position. They try to eliminate Skylights Gaming, and considering Skylights is not even performing very well right now, STFL takes all the advantages of that position and actually makes sure that they have 4 frag points in the name, no players lost, and also a position increase for themselves. Then they can wait for other people to battle it off until they qualify for the placements where they would get placement points as well. So yeah, that is something that I already see STFL trying to follow through, but the rest of the teams do need to realize that it's about time that they also picked up their pace on the same momentum. But yeah, as of now, some of the teams have been super disappointing. Like as in, let's say Leo, because they take 0 fights, they survive. They got 1 13-pointer game, but then after that, it was a very sad, silent, day for Leo. 4MV has done nothing yesterday. They have a total of like what 18 points from the whole games of yesterday, which is disappointing. Disappointing for a team that came in with what 71 points to begin with in bonus itself. So I want to see these teams actually go ahead and transform around that. And also, there's a lot of teams that kind of depend on the circle. If the circle is in their favor, they will be able to win it, whether it's by convincing number of frags or not. But then there are some teams who actually go ahead and capitalize on whatever situation it is. If they can't win, they have elimination points, and somehow they're managing themselves. So that's what I want to see from multiple teams. Like T2K did a great job in that match on Sandhawk. But then other than that, there's nothing. A match on Erangel, sorry, Siberni Circles. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, for now, we won't have any of those things happening because it is the map of DMRs and snipers. Don't know how I forgot to say it in both the games yesterday, but here we are. I'll
It's okay.
definitely
Today
I'll
say it
compensate
twice.
for it. Yeah, I'll
Yes.
compensate. I'll say it 4 times because we have 2 win hours. So it's a beautiful map. It's a beautiful map. Even the plane path was in a very good fashion. Most of these teams have already found their drop locations, and the other ones have already taken vehicles without any player loss. IAW, STFL, talking about them, have the vehicles. They are also moving towards their usual loot spot. I think IAW likes lost their SCD. STFL usually go towards Puerto Paraiso or Impala. But I believe stopping on the northern part of Los Leones won't also harm you a lot, because IAW usually like to loot the southern city. I'm taking the division as the center road which STFL is on right now. So IAW would like to loot in the usual spot. Even STFL can take a few little compounds from their hands, but maybe they end up battling it out with each other if they're not careful about where they go. On the other hand, the other teams have already dropped in. San Martin still being taken down by Stalwart Esports. Gyante, you can see him around the Hacienda del Petron main compound. That's where DRS likes to loot. On the other side, they have HVDC. Deadice guys also have vehicles, are also rotating somewhere near the players of team Stalwart Esports. So all these teams figuring out where to go, how to get the best to be a little bit quick, because again on these usually I had that calculation earlier. So if you have a plain ground, and you have
Get knocked. The other two players will be found inside the shacks, but they are able to convert a knock onto Malik. If this becomes a conversion, if this becomes an elimination, then Mapnex will have a great time on their hands. They are trying to capitalize on the already initiated battle. The healing is going down, but they're unaware of who is on which side of the game. They cannot move in just yet. They cannot charge in just yet. But finally, if they do not throw, they might be able to get me my first right prediction today.
there's a big if in it, so I still will hold you accountable. But in the meanwhile, 4MV also get completely eliminated, and now it's a battle. It's a 4v4 battle, but I think that's Maptex's game. The zone is just with them. Cannot do much about it. They all just fall down to the play zone, and Maptex Esports find themselves an easy chicken dinner.
Yay! Mapnex Esports with that chicken dinner. I with that 11th prediction correct on the board. I'm just taking the lead away from this. You are gonna have to work hard, and so are going to the teams that are trailing behind Mapnex right now, because with this one, Mapnex get themselves the second overall position with 18 total points. Raw somehow still managed to topple that.
The new 1.6 by 1.6 kilometer map is coming to PUBG Mobile version 2.7. In this map, there are several energy zones where you can receive random attribute boosts, such as increased speed and health recovery. At the same time, lots of supplies spawn in the area. Be sure to grab them while you can. After finding all the supplies in an area, you should keep moving to find more supplies. The fastest way to move about is through portals. Go through one to teleport to the other side somewhere else on the map. After exploring an area, it's best to teleport somewhere far. However, it's important to note that there's a cooldown after use, so it can't be used too frequently. If you want to travel across mid-distances, be sure to take note of the updrafts on the map. Get close to an updraft to get lifted into the air. After reaching a certain height, you'll descend back to the ground. During your descent, you can freely adjust your direction to head to your destination. This transportation method is very handy for escaping dangerous situations. Another thing you have to watch out for are the volcanoes on the map. The lava erupting from these volcanoes can cause damage within a certain range. Be sure not to step on the lava. Otherwise, you'll keep taking damage and lose health. After arriving at a new area, be sure to search for exclusive crates. Approach them to get exclusive themed supplies. Apart from exclusive crates, timed airdrops are also a great way to get supplies, so make sure to keep an eye out for the countdown timer on the minimap. It indicates when an airdrop is about to appear. After the countdown ends, a crate with amazing supplies will rise from the ground. When this happens, there will surely be many enemies vying for the crate, so make sure to lie in wait beforehand and evacuate quickly after grabbing the supplies. If you get injured when going for the supplies, go to the recovery point indicated on the map. You'll be able to heal there. Just run into it to jump back to the battleground. Hurry and join your friends in the fight for victory.
Alright guys, welcome back after a short little break. What a game, Ahana. I know you had a little bit of a snack break right there. I would love to have it during the game, because this was a fun game indeed.
It sure was. And I mean, I was having pomegranates. They're good for health.
Yeah, they definitely are good for health. Plus for the prediction as well, because I think that gives you a little bit more blood, and
Yes.
It helps you
Yes.
get correct predictions, I believe, because you got your another lucky. I'm telling you, Sanok lucky map, you are lucky. That's it. No skill needed. You just need to survive, which you do very easily. So you are just surviving in the prediction game right now.
Okay, buddy. Okay, there were 8 eliminations to go with it, if I'm not wrong. So I don't
Just
think
eight.
it's all about. I don't think it's all about just survival. But yeah, I mean, I needed the I needed the pomegranates because my blood has been burning up right now. I need to add more to my body because of the way the teams have been throwing the matches that I've already predicted
Well,
them for. So, yeah. Finally, that didn't happen on this one.
Yes, that did not happen on this one. Thankfully so. But a very important thing, a very interesting thing that Raw did towards the end of the game, they just let the play zone take them down. They did not even give one frag to the players of Team Maptex, because they knew that Maptex and Raw are the ones competing on top, and they knew Maptex is in front of them. So let's not give them 4 extra points. by just pushing out of the smoke and hoping to get the, because trust me, you will not get a chicken once your opponent team is entirely up and running and they have all the best possible position inside the zone. So it was a little thing that Raw did great. Let's see if it has an impact on the overall standing or not. But the MVP of the entire game is from neither of these teams. It is Tops from Stalwart Esports, who got 5 eliminations.
Yep, however, the damage does not go along with what he got as eliminations. But yes, the guy did find himself very busy all through the match and was able to acquire himself good number of frags for the team and good number of points for the team to add on to. But well, in top players, we will still find Leo, this time with a very different number, but still up there.
Still up there. Well, that's true. We'll have to see. I mean, the match standing. That's what I'm more interested in because 8 frags, 18 points overall. Great. How many did Raw had? How many frags did Raw have because of which I'll get a clear idea because I do see 8 frags between Raw and between just the two players of Team Raw Esports. So others also will have a little bit of a say in that. So I believe 16, 17 points is something even Raw got from this particular game. This is a good number, decent number. But if we talk about the match summary, highest assist from Jiggle, highest healing done almost 700 by Turula.
Yeah, that's a lot of healing that was required by the players of T2K. They did lose early 2 players and then were finding it very hard to survive. But yes, Maptix will still attain their 18 points in total. And Raw, wait a second. Yeah, okay, yes, the eliminations are 11. We'll have 17, yes.
Easy job for them. Easy job for Team Raw Esports. And that's a good thing. I mean, add 4 to it, 22-17, suddenly this entire table looks very different. But that not being the case, I do see all these teams in a really good spot in terms of top 3. But the other ones, IHC, NB, HVDC, well, they will have to perform a little bit better. Even Stalwart made sort of a comeback in this second last game of the day, in this game of Sanhok. So the future games is something I'm really excited to see.
Exactly. 4MB also is showing up very consistently. They have their 10 points to this match as well. But in overall, with equal points, Raw Esports and Maptex hold their first and second positions. But because placement points were higher on that of the number of chicken dinners was higher on that of Raw Esports, it will go to them in the first position.
Yeah, Raw Esports 177, Maptex 177. This is a very, very close battle. Even Stalwart making a comeback, 141 points to their name. But on the second page, where not much can be said about Skylights, ISC, King of Spades, Deadies Guys, HVDC, Seal, STFL, we only eliminate. I thought STFL will show a little bit of a better performance. That just not has been the case. The only thing that they're surviving on right now are the bonus points. Yes, they have good eliminations, but if you do not pair them with good placement points, of no use.
True that. Today we've seen 2 chickens come in from the side of Maptex, 2 from the side of Raw, 1 from the side of NB. Will NB get the second and make it like 2 for each team?
That's true.
Be a pattern?
Well, that is something I am also looking forward to. Will there be a pattern overall or not? Will we see Maptex? So for today, we have repeated teams who got chicken. 2 for Maptex, 2 for Raw Esports. Now the third one, the final game of the day, if there's a third team to get that chicken, I would love to see who is the team which gets the chicken on this map of Irangle. Irangles are still, I'd say, a little bit more contested. Number of frags is still something we'll have to see which team gets the best number of frags for their name. But yeah, Irangle should be a fun game to witness.
Absolutely, that's going to be one interesting one, and soon enough we will be diving into it. But yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the day itself, I did say that I am hoping a chicken from the side of 4MB today. So let's see if this Irangle will have military base inside the circle, because then 4MB might have a shot for themselves, and that could be one good way for 4MB to actually topple at least a couple of teams and come back at least close enough to Stalwart Esports, if not higher than that. But yeah, there's still T2K in the way, there's still NB Esports in the way. 4MB is just trailing far behind, even though they share the same exact points as T2K, but then T2K has a chicken and 4MB does not, so they are going to be trailing behind overall on the leaderboard.
Yeah, they are definitely trailing behind a little bit. 20, 30 points. 30 points, I think. is somewhere an estimate figure, 30 points somewhere around. That's the lead that the first team has right now. The third one cannot be covered in one game, but it definitely can be started from here on. So let's see if this is the one where Stalwart Esports are able to show the best possible game. If we talk about the plane path, I do think that military base will be droppable upon, because I do see Primos, Ferry Pier, and the right hand side we have military base. Will be a little bit of a long climb, but you can still reach in that particular spot. Although the zone is starting from Query, ending all the way up to Severny.
If this becomes a very northern, circle, we can still hope for T2K. If this becomes a very southern circle, we can still hope for 4MV. If it becomes a super eastern circle with more, attention towards Lipovka, and Maptex does make it into the fifth or sixth stage, they could have their third on hands, because these are the positions that get supported very highly by these teams. So let's see how this is going to turn out, because these three teams are going to have their contention depending on the circle. If the circle is completely haywire to that, then I don't know.
Yeah, circle is definitely going to be something that we'll have to have a look at before we make any of our predictions as well. So, well, waiting for the first zone to form on, waiting for the first zone to show us where it is, and then we will be talking about that a little bit. But yeah, the players have already dropped in, already dropped clashes again, not to be found. Stalwart have again gone very, very far away towards the shore area. And look at the zone all the way north. This is a T2K zone.
It is one of those T2K zones. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. The zone will still have to continue shifting towards the northern region. So that's gonna be one big ask, because if the zone goes like completely eastern, then it can't be T2K's time to actually roll forward with. We'll know soon. We'll know soon once the circle starts moving. We'll know if blue is gonna permit Severny to stay inside the zone after the second or third circle. But yeah, as of now, 4MV will be able to make their way back into military base. IAWO players are moving in towards farm, if I'm not wrong. HVDC right on the edge of the circle will be finding their own loot. And I can actually see Stalwart going for something completely different. There is one player all the way in Gatka, but the remaining of them, they are trying to go towards Quarry.
Oh, okay. Quarry is definitely going to be an interesting position to drop in. Yes, Stalwart did this in the first game too. But then Seal, that's a very risky move that Scooby is doing, taking a sort of a rotational clash with a Stalwart player, because Stalwart will be able to come in with a backup very quickly. Tobbs is nearby. But Seal, they are very far away from Scooby. So if this fight happens, I think Seal will be in a bit of a problematic situation overall.
Let's see how it turns out for the side of Seal, because as of now, Stalwart are trying to go back towards tops. There is going to be backup that is provided by Nirzed, but then again, Seal's approach has come to a halt and they are not moving forward at all anymore. They are just stuck up in their position. A couple of players will be taking care of Primosk. There will be a little bit of loot near Quarry by Soulless, and Scooby will be just going on towards the...
क्यों कर रहा है छोड़ दो उसको
Pistol slot. After charging, it will release a continuous high damage beam. Ukujutsu is another skill that can be picked up during a match. Players can use this skill to fly freely in the air and make quick tactical maneuvers. The Senzu Bean is a new recovery item that is incredibly effective. The Dragon Radar can display the location of Dragon Balls that haven't already been claimed by other players. It can help you collect the Dragon Balls more quickly. The Air Car can carry up to 3 players. It's easy to put away and has better performance than regular vehicles. Tenkaichi Budokai, Kame House, Korin Tower, Dragon Ball Village. These are some famous landmarks that will appear in the game. Call your friends and explore with them now. The collaboration this time even has a hidden challenge, named Dragon Ball Trial. Win consecutively in the themed mode for a chance to take on the challenge. After accepting the missions, the team has to follow the instructions and gather 7 Dragon Balls. During the process, your team's location will be exposed to other players. All players will be drawn into battle for the Dragon Balls. To win the game, the trial team must successfully secure the Dragon Balls, defend the altar, and then summon Shenron. Are you ready for the challenge? In this standalone mode, named Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super, players can roleplay as iconic Dragon Ball characters, use powerful, unique moves in a brand new anime-style map, and become the ultimate victor. There are 5 Dragon Ball characters in this mode. They are Son Goku, Vegeta, Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo, and Frieza. Select your favorite fighter. Master their skills to suppress your enemies and achieve victory in intense battles. In the new version, the new Ace-32 firearm will be made available on all maps. It uses 7.62mm ammo and has 6 attachment slots. What are you waiting for? Go try it out now. Furthermore, this update also includes a firearm attribute tag display. Newer players can go to their backpack to look at the tags of a firearm they've picked up to quickly grasp its characteristics. The new Cycle 5 Season 13 begins on July 18th. Be sure to stay tuned for the new season rewards. That's a wrap for the main new content of the upcoming version. For more information, be sure to follow our official PUBG mobile community. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you next time.
इंसान का नहीं चाहता है उसके बाद
Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super is now available in PUBG Mobile. In this new gameplay, you can period of time. When you're surrounded, Ultimate Gohan can use his charged attack, which is a powerful single key down. It needs to be charged up first, but it will deal a lot of damage to anyone caught in the crosshairs. It can decisively end a battle during pivotal moments. At the same time, Ultimate Gohan also has a special skill that generates a protective barrier around himself. The barrier can block 500 damage and protects from all incoming projectiles while in effect. When the barrier takes enough damage or the time runs out, it will dissipate on its own. Piccolo's standard attack deals high sustained damage. Its damage even increases the more it hits in a row, which will really test your aim. Furthermore, Piccolo's charged attack can snipe enemies from a distance. He can zoom in for this powerful single-shot attack, leaving enemies with no place to hide. Even if you miss, it's no big deal. Piccolo's special skill is a powerful dash that can be used to close in on enemies, even those in... That's easy to hit enemies with. Use his charged attack to throw a huge spherical Kidan. Positioning and timing are key. Frieza also has a special skill for controlling the battleground. Select a location and he will leap into the air. Then, after a brief pause, smash at the location. It damages anyone that's hit and sends them flying. So that's a quick rundown on all the characters' moves. Come join the intense battle with Dragon Ball characters.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PNPL SL 2023. We are on a hunt back at it. Yesterday, the 6 game match was amazing. What I'm more excited about today, the TDM game. Who will face off against Team Venom? I think it will be an easy victory for Team Venom. Either way, they do not really care about who comes in front of them, because if they can beat a team like Stalwart in that fashion, nobody is winning the tournament except for them.
Might very well be true. I cannot really say who's exactly going to win this, but I'm definitely sure in today's matchup, T2K versus HVDC, we will be seeing HVDC make this roll on this.
Okay, HVDC bold prediction. It has been a tournament of bold predictions. So I think it'll be a fun game. Plus, also I'd like to remind you, last game of the day, so please add it to my tally so that this time around we have that perfect 8 number.
यार क्या
So,
मेरा दिमाग नहीं खा यार
and now
मैं भी एक
taking
दिखा
that out
दूंगी
of the way, I think we will also have some graphics to
ये क्या कर रहा है यार
starting off with maybe the total price pool, then we keep on going forward. But that the battle for MVP is what I'm interested in, because I
मेरे
think
से
the
ड्रामे
tables in that
मैं कर दूंगी
I was really excited to see Nofier perform in a great way, because he was after the entire tournament ended. But this time around we have a player from IHC. Now IHC did pick up pace in the last few days. But this time around Skylights, not a good performance on day number 1. Let's see if Raid is different or not.
Exactly, that's going to be something to keep an eye out for. But already, I think it's godless from the side of IHC rolling the charts as of now. And that's going to be pretty interesting to see how it turns out, because he did have a lot of frags with the last game as well. But yeah, talking about the prize pool that will go for the MVP is going to be $1,000. And for the teams and their respective positions, it starts all the way with $9,500 and it goes all the way down to $2,000. But all the teams that have qualified into the finals are going to get at least
Yeah, they are going to get at least 3,000. So that's an extra $1,000 for good performance throughout the league stages. And this is what we are talking about, the TDM prize pool. Team Venom has already secured at least at bare minimum $300. For me, they are the champions. If they can continue the way that they played the last two games, literally nobody can defeat them.
that. We'll see how it turns around, because today we will be seeing the match between T2K and HVDC in the semi-finals of TDM, and the grand finals of TDM will happen tomorrow between whoever wins today and Team Venom. Or might I say HVDC and Team. Alright, but I say
Yeah, because I think T2K they've defeated Leo, they've defeated NV, so that's something. That's something to get over here, and I guess those are convincing victories as well. So this game against HVDC, yes, while it might be favored for HVDC, but I don't think so. We can take it for granted. So we will have to wait and watch to see how the game goes for these particular teams. But the main tournament is what I'm interested to see. I believe we'll once again follow the same format where we'll be starting the day with the map of Miramar followed by a Sandhawk and then that Erangel game. In between, we'll have that ever so expected TDM tournament and then the same repeat cycle of Miramar. We have Sandhawk and then Erangel to finish off the day. So excited to see how the teams perform. No repeat chicken dinners as of now. Every other team on all these different maps stalwart. The only reason they're still in top five is because of the bonus point, because of the game that they played in the league stages. 4MV and other team that is
ईशा
still
भाजी
on the
फिर आप
charts
जल्दी
just
से
because of the
एक्स डाल
same
लो
reason. So
फिर
let's see if these teams still find enough momentum to get
फिर
themselves
क्या
out
कर
to
रही
day
है
number two, because day number one wasn't the best one for them.
exactly, and they literally got their positions toppled all over. Like T2K was able to place themselves all the way high up, and even Roy Esports was able to acquire themselves a position. And this is what it looks like: T2K on first position, Roy Esports on second, and Solid all the way down on the third. It
इनको आवाज
up,
नहीं आ रही उनकी बात
and
मत
that is something that Stronger Fake Club has understood and
Mhm.
adapted, and that's what they do. They
IHC, Nova also gets picked off in the meanwhile. So a lot of fights ending in a lot of teams losing their solo players. No fear trying to rotate away, get that revival. Not going to happen because Soulless tosses a nade.
sure that they should be aware of how to go forward. Skylage Gaming decided to go to a completely different drop location this time. They did not opt for Yasnaya Poliana because they know they always get contested there by Stronger Fake Love, and the fights haven't been going their way today. So this time they're gonna go all the way up north. But then again, it's not gonna be a completely easy spot to hold on to. And look at T2K. They are already trying to
आप ही की
rotate
तो
towards
फोन
the
की
center
आवाज
of the
होती नहीं
circle.
है मैं खुद उनके साथ
Hmm,
गई हूँ तो बताओ
interesting.
पर्स में पड़ा रहता है आप ही को आवाज नहीं आती इसका फोन आ रहा है इसका
Now, if they try to take the center,
याद नहीं है एक दफा हम गए थे नॉर्मल मॉल
UK can also be seen. This is a full fight. This is a full fight that will happen between these two teams. Shifu Sir gets a knock, but the trades are there. Dead Eyes guys have lost two, and so have the players of T2K. The reset is being attempted from Jane, but Slayer Sir pushes in, takes him down. T2K left with just one. Rig tosses the nade inside, gets that knock onto Slayer. So now Precious is also the last one standing. Rig has the shotgun, pushes in. S12K round the corner, will do the job, and T2K Rig will pull off a 1v3 to save his entire team.
Three players taken away by Rig himself, completely making advantageous positions for T2K. They found themselves literally on the fourth position, and with these three flags, have been closing in onto Solid Esports. Great gameplay from the side of Rig, and very well executed as well, nonetheless. There's literally only 1 point difference between Maptex and Raw now, because with that early elimination, Maptex is finding themselves a point ahead. But there's still gonna be a huge difference between the numbers since the position of DRS. It's literally a 28-point story that needs to be checked on for DRS to go ahead and topple 4MV.
तू सुपारी को दे दूंगा इसकी सुपारी मैंने कहा मार दे
Oh, that's
बदमाश
true.
आदमी को जिंदगी की रुकावट बना हुआ
Although,
है
I mean, I just love
मैंने
this
कहा
fight.
बोलती है
The way they send it out, brought
यार
down to
ईशा
a
बाजी वो
1v1.
लगाओ यार
Whoever wins it out,
राघव
his
मेरा
team
बाजू लगाया
continues and the other one completely falls
फीफा
out.
लगाओ ईशा
No third party
क्या
element as
लगाऊं
well.
तेरी
फीफा
गांड
So
लगा दूं
that's definitely led to a
फीफा
team
तुझे
being
खेलना आता
completely taken down. And Dead Eyes guys,
और
when we
मैं
say
नहीं
playing
कर
this
रहा
game,
हूँ।
while
मैं भी
T2K,
थोड़ा गाने
they
का
still
देखा
make a
मैं
run
भी
for
थोड़ा
the top
डांस
side.
अपडेट हो रहा है छोड़ो
Let's see if T2K is going to be able to find that for themselves.
उस पे तो
In the
गाने
meanwhile,
डांस
though,
करके
Seal
गई
is taking a lot of damage from the blue, which is fine for now. But they better find themselves inside the plane
बॉडी के अंदर
as
करना मुझे हाथ
safely
का
as
आसान नहीं
quickly
है
as possible. In
यार
the
मैं तो
meanwhile,
डांस
though,
करेंगे ठीक है
we are seeing teams trying to make their way back in into the circle, but the southern area is so densely
यार मेल्ट ही
populated
नहीं आता
that
खून
entering from there is gonna be a death wish, a death sentence that nobody wants. In the meanwhile, though, raw players finding themselves very comfortable right
पता है
now. The
कितना हमारी
position is
टीम आ कर आएगी
optimal,
बुड्ढा खलंदा करा
and
के इनको
even the gameplay is today.
Yeah, the gameplay has definitely been better than the previous few days. And let's see if this gives them some extra points on the board or not. STFL on the other hand, I do see Senior
मेरी शादी में जो जितने दिन
just
रहेगा
just
मैं भी उसके
proning
साथ
in,
उतने दिन ही
just
रहूंगा
wants to spot down the players of Team NB Esports and take some
राशि में
shots
तो
maybe
बंदा
as
होता
soon
है
as they try to
आपकी
get a
शादी
little
में
bit
तो
closer
पूरे
to
साल
them.
रहेंगे हम, एक
I
साल
think
पहले ही आ
so.
जाएंगे।
He should
वो
face a
तेरी
lot
माँ
of
का ना
problems
पिशाब
in
में चलते
doing
हैं
so
फिर
because
सुनते
the compound cover will be a little bit of an advantage. And NB Esports is also respecting the fact that there could be someone around that area. They're just waiting for the zone to close in so that they can figure out
अपने
where
तो
to go
पिंडी
next.
में
That's what NB Esports have in their mind. 4 MB, you look at their rotation, they still are somewhere around poaching. But the zone has again shifted a little bit towards the southern part. Now, Yasnaya Poliana, that city is going to be a prime position to be in because you do not know if the zone
मैंने
goes
मुझे
on the
पता है
foot of
इसका लॉन्ग
Stolber
लगता है ना
or
मैं तो
does it
मूवी तक
end
देखी
towards
है
the city of Rozhov.
मैंने डांस
Let's see,
सिखाना
let's see where the circle is gonna go. As of now, it has taken a shift towards the eastern side. Does not look like T2K will have a very easy time in it. But yes, currently stronger fake love is gonna be able to find themselves a way inside the
टिटोरियल
circle.
है,
But T2K currently taking fights
यही
with
लगा
Leo
देना
Esports
लॉन्ग डल
will get
स्कारा
the
है।
first knock. Will try to go for the confirmation as well. NB Esports in the meanwhile might arrive to the occasion. A run over is happening, and without any breaks, T2K will find themselves two more.
ब्लूटूथ
5
नो
eliminations in total, and I think 6th is on its way too.
Yeah, I think that is there is another elimination that can be achieved by T2K. They are looking really strong right now. Do they really want to push it on to Leo?
या बीवी
That's
पंखा
the
चला दे।
question. I don't think so. Yeah, they are just falling back. Maybe have a fight with the players of King of Space because they are also creeping up from behind. Or IHC, they are driving literally towards them. So T2K will have a lot of battles that they will have to have a part in. And let's see if they decide to fight all these battles because for me, I'd say it is better to escape this position.
Absolutely, escape is going to be the right answer in this condition, and as of now,
ये
it
तूने
does
किया
seem
ना
like teams are going to be listening to your suggestions. But the southern area is going to be super highly tense, and
चल
it
ना
is
उठना यार
therefore
डांस
making
करते ना
it
आना यार
difficult
उठना
for real estate to stick
आ
on.
चलो मिलके
It
डांस
is becoming
करेंगे
very difficult, and all teams are going through the same thing right
वीडियो
now.
लगाओ ना
As I can
सब।
see, there's already 4 MV against already sports trying to make their way back inside the school. And this area is gonna be capitalized by these teams. In the meanwhile, the north of region has been capitalized by Skylights Gaming, and east is gonna be taken care of by the players of Maptix. Currently, the promise is there from multiple teams, but the delivery, not so much, at least not from Leo.
Well, let's see. I mean, Slipknot is still sitting in this position. Has a Scarel at that TP28, but the T2K is a little bit too far away. TP is a really stable weapon, if you ask me. So, if used properly, T2K can face a lot of trouble. But then Leo, the previous few games haven't been the best possible ones, because of which I think they are taking a little bit of a passive approach to them.
Well, they are stuck in a passive approach, but let's see if they are going to be able to make it through, because sooner or later you are going to have to walk into fights, convert them in your favor, and win every single battle that you participate in for the war to be victored. In the meanwhile, though, the circle will shift all the way down south onto school. Now this does
यार
not seem like a T2K
लड़की ने
opportunity
मुझे
at all
साइड पे
to
लगा
begin
था
with.
क्या कहती है
This is completely wavered of what we were expecting. HVDC currently literally holding on to the center of the circle, looking good, looking fine and dandy. But in the meanwhile, Prabir from the side of Raw Esports will be able to go ahead and initiate some battles that can be converted for themselves. However, it's not going to be that easy.
Prabeen, yes, I mean, he has a vehicle available to him, using which he is just trying to gather information around the city of Rozhov.
Now I think he has already heard the Leo players trying to rotate in. Has the M4 in hand, would like to spray upon someone who tries to drive through him or drive by him. Information has been gathered, but how do you use this information? That's the question that I'll have for this Roy Sports guy. Meanwhile, 4MV, they also fire a few shots onto Leo, and they have lost a player. So have Team King of Space because Godless did blast the vehicle, gets another frag. IHC, wait a second, King of Space also fights Stalwart. How many fights is King of Spades in? The Storm got knocked out by one, finished off by the other, and in the meanwhile, Faisal gets a frag onto Stalwart. A lot of battles happening around the map.
Currently, the number of battles that are happening on the map are reducing the number of players quickly, but the teams are not getting eliminated as quickly as we would expect. We started off with 16, we still have 15 of them sustaining, surviving, making their mark onto these areas. Rozok and Spool are going to be the area that teams want to capitalize on, and currently considering that the Rozok Island might not be inside the circle going forward, teams will decide to rotate as quickly as possible. Now, in this current situation, I do want to know from you first, Fritz, what do you want to go for?
Ooh, interesting choice offered to me. Let me go ahead and pick up map ticks. I think on the southern side, around the school area, if the zone favors them, which it should, they should be the ones coming out on top.
Let's see if coming out on top is going to be a condition for these teams. As of now, the revivals can happen from the side of T2K. But let's see how this will be looking going forward.
Blunder.
And yes, it is going to be a loss that is hard to recover from. Love has been taken down already. And I feel like considering that the team has received reports,
Quickly, Anna, because there's a fight. NBA Esports and T2. Okay.
go for the fight. I'll say it after that.
Okay, alright. Now ring around the corner. Jump spots, Mondo. The jumping shotgun will connect.
Asma.
Also isolates that fight with Fizzboy. He is the only one standing in this position who can fight around with. Now the reposition from NBA Esports is good one, but T2K lost all players except for XMPL and Rick. XMPL is down on the ground, cannot fight. Rick wanted to reset, which he has done successfully. But Mondo is giving all the information, I believe. Another nade being tossed in. Fizzboy wants to lose it, the rest is the nade could back pocket, but that's a great thing done by NBA Esports. They are making sure that T2K are not allowed to throw the utility to the throwables. There's an opportunity for Fizzboy as well to get that revival out of Mondo. Nades are being thrown in, but that is not in the correct direction. Right? If he's able to cut off the angle properly, he could get the shot. The S12K around the corner will get the job done. T2K will be able to eliminate NBA Sports. And T2K, although will have only one player, but at least have nine points to their name.
Right. That is going to be the position of T2K right now. And yes, the prediction please update it to 4MV. That's the team I will be going with. It seems like they have a great position inside school and they will be doing a good job going forward considering the kind of performance they've been delivering today. So let's see if this turns around.
Okay. Interesting prediction by your side. I think school, if the zone favors this, first of all, the zone going towards school is going to be a very different thing. I think this is going to end somewhere around where Leo is. Literally towards the center. I got predicted Leo, but then it's only one player I don't want to put my money on. That guy. Meanwhile, King of Spades on the other hand have been able to take down quite a few players of IHC. Nova also gets picked off in the meanwhile. So a lot of fights ending in, a lot of teams losing their solo players. If you are trying to rotate away, get that revival, not going to happen because Soulless tosses a gate, gets that confirmation on Go Fear, gets guidance as well. I guess left is just not getting there, Mr. Go.
Exactly, and right now Seal is in no mood to give up on this fight. They want to walk into it. They want to go ahead and capture as many frags as they can from this one. They have their eyes set on the Solid Esports as well, and Tops will get knocked already. this complete corner is going to be concealed because trying to move out of here will invite fights with IHC, with King of Spades, with Seal, with 4MV. No good position for the side of Solid, but 4MV, the kind of sprint they're working in, I'm not liking.
Shizan Khan.
Shazan.
Yeah, 4MB usually try and attempt things like this. They are trying to contest the Georgia Pole lane right now with just three players. I believe so. Team Sealless, sorry, Seal are the ones who are in that particular position, and Soulless the player which I was trying to predict. But yeah, right now Fearless. If okay,